Hello, my friends. I remember it like it was yesterday. When I got married, that is. I'm talking about 28 years ago. It's been a while, but I can remember like it was yesterday. I remember sitting in that church, and I couldn't wait for the officiating officer to say, "All arise, please," as we welcome the bride. I sat there next to my best man with my heart pumping, my blood flowing, my adrenaline on high gear. I am talking about thinking about how I want to love my wife. I'm talking about loving my awesome, amazing, fantastic, beautiful wife. I'm thinking about ways in which I'm going to serve her and add value to her. I'm thinking about the fact that I am bursting at the seam with passion and desire, the love, the oxytocin, the dopamine, every chemical that connect me to her was on high level. I'm talking about it, man, because it was something profound to think about. And I remember when the officiating officer says, "All arise as we welcome the bride." As the organist starts to play that organ, I turn around and look at my awesome, amazing, beautiful, fantastic wife walking down the aisle towards me. I'm talking about, my God, it was a beautiful sight to see. And I thought that all my feelings and connection with her was what defined our love. It was the catalyst. It was the glue. It was everything. That emotion was the sauce, man. It was the seasoning. It was everything that's going to keep my love and my marriage together. And I had a real awakening while in marriage, when I realized that love has nothing to do with my feelings, but more about my decisions. Oh, yes. Now, a lot of emphasis is placed on feelings, but love is more than just that. It's much more than what we feel. The scribes and the Pharisees, they came to Jesus and they asked him, "Master," or "Teacher, what is the greatest commandment in the kingdom?" What is the greatest commandment? Jesus replied that you must love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength, with all your soul. And then Jesus said, and the second is likened unto the first. You must love your neighbor as yourself. I want you to observe what Jesus said. Jesus said, you must love. Oh yes, that's the emphasis added right there. You must love. This is telling us a lot about the true nature and behavior of love. And hello, my friend, if this video is helping you, then do us a favor and hit that like button. When you do, you are telling the algorithm that you like this video and other people need to see it. Thank you so much. Let's continue the conversation. If love can be commanded, then it is safe to say that it can't be only emotional. It cannot be based on our feelings. It has to be based on our action, and our decision determine how we love. Can you imagine if marriage was based on feelings? Think about it for a moment. Can you imagine if love was based on how we feel? If that was the case, most people wouldn't be married right now. As a matter of fact, people are getting divorced today, right now, signing those papers because of their feelings. As a matter of fact, people are about to walk away from their marriage and shack up with another woman, another man, or leave their family based on their feelings. Some of you guys are about to leave a good relationship based on your feelings. Feelings are not always reliable. Yeah, I know they are your feelings. But you're supposed to have your feelings. Your feelings are not supposed to have you. In other words, genuine love is much more than feelings. It is a matter of the will. Yes. That's why Jesus could command us to express it, not feel it, but to express it. Love is a commandment followed by a commitment. And then you are committed to expressing love based on your action. See, although feelings are important, true love functions regardless of how we feel. And I know this is not what we're taught. I know this is not the easy thing to do, but it is the right thing. It's how love is defined. If there is such a definition, that's how it must be looked at. See, I learned a long time ago that liking people and loving them are two different things. Liking someone is an emotional response. Unlike love, like is a feeling. Love is not a feeling. Liking someone is a feeling. You don't love ice cream. You like ice cream. You don't love chocolate chips cookies. You like it. You don't love vanilla cake. You enjoy it. You like it. I don't love my car. I enjoy my car. I like my car. I respect my vehicle. But I wouldn't die for it. I wouldn't eat ice cream all day long. I wouldn't eat vanilla cake all day long. I wouldn't eat chocolate chips cookies every day. See, Hollywood and Disney World and romance novel and social media and reality TV show, it sold us a lie. It sold you a big lie. And that love is based on emotions. Our emotion comes and go. One day you love and you feel good, and the next day you don't feel so good. Does it mean that love doesn't exist? Does it mean that you just leave? One day you can't live without this person, and the next day you want to pack a bag and kind of run away from them. That's not what love looks like. That's not what love does. We must manage our emotions. Our emotions are based on our experience and how we are treated. So if a person is treating you good, you're going to have good feelings towards them, right? If a person is treating you nicely, you gravitate towards their behavior, correct? If a person is treating you with respect and honor, do you feel any sort of a negative way about them? No, because the action leads to that feeling. The action leads to the emotion. You just don't wake up every day and feel it. You have got to give it. You've got to serve. You've got to show up and do the work to get the result that you're looking for. We control how we choose to express those emotions, but not the feeling themselves. A healthy person can choose to be angry and still choose to act lovingly. A feeling is a reaction. Please hear me and hear me well. Maybe that's why Jesus didn't say like your enemy. He knew that liking or not liking someone was not always in our immediate control, guys. Come on, talk to me. But loving them is in our control. Loving them is a responsibility that we decide to take when we profess to love and honor and cherish, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, for sickness and in health, to heaven, to old, until we die. That's a decision. That's a choice. I have learned that love is, among other things, an action. I can love someone and not necessarily like them. That's an action. I can do things for someone. I can do act of kindness towards a person that I certainly don't necessarily have the fuzzy and the loving feelings for, because I choose to do that. I do it because it's the right thing to do, in spite of how I feel. That's what love really is. Love allows us to give, even in moments when we don't feel like giving. Love will allow you to serve when it is the last thing you want to do. Love will make you show up for your spouse, show up for your marriage, show up for your children, show up when you really don't feel like it. Why? Because your feelings is telling you one thing, but your decision to love, to serve, to honor is saying another. The Bible tells us that a little bit before Jesus was about to be crucified, he gathered his three close disciples, Peter, James, and John, and he said, listen, follow me. I'm going to go into the Garden of Gethsemane, and I want to pray to the Father. I want to pray. I want to intercede. I want to have a communication with him. He told his disciple to stay here while I go yonder and pray. And Jesus went and he prayed, right? And he prayed and he said, Father, if this cup be possible, Father, if this be possible, If this act be possible, if this situation be possible, let it pass from me. But then he paused and remembered his assignment. He paused and he remembered what he was called by God to do. He paused and he remembered what his purpose and his assignment is. And he said, nevertheless, it is not my will, but thy will be done. It's at that point that he began to realize that he had to make a loving sacrifice, to give everything that he have got for the sake of humanity. He had to give himself in order for us to be restored back to God. He had to give himself based on the fact that Adam, the created son, messed up and we lost Eden. And so God wanted to reestablish an earthly kingdom by restoring order to the earth. That's love. That's what the Bible tells us in John chapter 3 and verse 16. For God so loved that he gave. You don't define love by what you're getting. It can only be defined by what you are given, my friend. That's why love is a decision. So here is the key point that I want to make in this video. When you act lovingly towards your spouse or towards another person, your emotion begins to align, or it begins to line up with your actions. Your feeling doesn't always change your action, but your actions, 99.99%, will change how you feel. That's why love cannot be defined by our feelings. It's a decision that we must be willing to make every single day. You have to make up your mind that you're going to show up and love your spouse, love your brothers and sisters, even in moments when loving them is not easy. See, the problem with relationship today, that we are not willing, you are not willing to die daily for the sake of the commitment that you made to love. You're not willing to serve. You're not willing to sacrifice, because there cannot be love without sacrifice. Come on, talk to me. There cannot be true love. True love requires giving up something. So if you're married and you're acting single, if you're married and you're cutting up, if you're married and you're shacking up, having sex and mismanaging your finances and don't care about what you do with your money, not taking care of your children, not loving your husband, not respecting him, not honoring your wife, not being there for her and for your family, is that really love? Are you demonstrating the act of love? Because you must be willing to die. You must be willing to give. You must be willing to serve. Martin Luther King said this, that if you really want to find yourself, you must lose yourself in the service of others. I can't think of a better way to show love than to lose yourself in the act of serving the person that you profess to love. Because if you lose yourself in serving them, you will find yourself in the process. And that, my friend, is the true definition of what love is about. It's not about your emotions. It's not about your feelings. It's about your act. And if you act lovingly, the act of love leads to emotion. The act of love leads to intimacy. The act of love leads to passion. The act of love leads to romance. The act of love leads you to become magnetized and pulled and drawn in to another person because of what you are willing to give. And so that's it, my friend, for this video. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let's continue the conversation there. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. And if you have not hit that like button, please hit the like button. Appreciate you. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. May God continue to bless you. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one.